number of you do. It's my job to try and make the rest of you a little more familiar with why Skip Dolan today is being inducted into your Hall of Fame. I've known Coach Dolan for 37 years, 31 of which I served as principal and superintendent in the Annandale schools. You may wonder what an old retired superintendent is doing up here, introducing a softball coach to you. And, well, as I said, I had 37 years. I have known Skip. I have no doubt that there are softball coaches in this group or softball coaches in Minnesota who probably know more about softball than Skip Dolan. So why is he being selected into your Hall of Fame? And why are hundreds of Annandale athletes so grateful to have had him as their coach? The answer to this is quite simple. Skip Dolan was born to coach. You touched on it earlier, Jason, when you said the secret in coaching is building positive relationships. Nobody I've seen do this better than Skip Dolan. He has a natural ability to bring all members of a team together, make them feel valued, have fun, and play together as a winning team. Today we call that building culture, and you can't, it's hard to describe it until you've seen it, where there's just a natural culture of winning in this particular school, this particular program. Skip Dolan has embodied that. Coaches who have assisted Skip will tell you that he builds his critical positive relationships with members of his team as a great listener. Skip is always one to talk to his players, find out who they are, what's important to them. What's important to them as individuals, and to let them know that he cares about them as individuals. A lot of coaches want to do this. Difficult to do. To Skip, it just comes natural. We all know that in softball there are plenty of opportunities to make mistakes. Whether it's booting the ground ball, dropping the fly ball, missing the base running signals, striking out. When these things happen, Coach Dolan always used them as opportunities to help his players get better, help them be better. They were never judged, never criticized for mistakes. But somehow they learned from those mistakes and grew and grew and got better and better. That is coaching. Finally, Skip Dolan's softball players loved playing for Coach Dolan because they always knew they had a chance to win. They knew that they were playing for a coach who had always fully prepared them for the competition they were facing, and they had a clear plan on what it took to be successful. The confidence in them to do so was always there, always with encouragement, and always with support. Skip Dolan is not going into your Hall of Fame based on his win-loss record, although that is quite impressive. Skip Dolan is going into your Hall of Fame because he's a wonderful human being. A model for what really, truly means to coach young women into being great softball players and successful adults. Isn't that what high school athletics is all about? It's my pleasure to introduce you, Coach Dolan.
Wow, thanks, Steve. Sure made this part starting easy. I am going to talk to all of you today, a lot to the girls, see if they can relate to certain things. First thing that I do want to do, okay, is I want to thank say a quick thank you to Jason and everybody that's been in charge of running girls, women's softball for so long. I love the fact that I've turned on the TV for the last month, and all you see on the main channel of ESPN is fast pitch softball. Didn't used to be that way, girls, okay? Back in the 80s, when I started, yeah, last century, girls, okay? Back in the 80s, when I started, they came up to me, and I was a football, baseball, basketball guy coming out of college, and Stephen then came up to me and said, hey, how'd you like to coach girls fast pitch softball? And I went, what? I'm not even sure I know what girls fast pitch softball was. Okay? But I looked around, I found another baseball guy sitting over here, okay? And I said, hey, how'd you like to start this journey together? So he jumped in because he was all in on kids. We were taking over a program that was over 25, 30, I don't even know what it was. It was just starting out, graduate lot. You girls know how it is. When we start softball season, we're inside all the time. And it's just practice, inside, practice. For 3 straight weeks, we get sick of each other. And back then, we didn't have hitting machines inside. And that, we just played catch, and we ground balls, and we tried to throw pop-ups, and whatever. And so the first day we're out on our first game, we walk out, and the bus is there to take us over to Painesville for our game. Okay, we didn't get to practice outside. We're feeling pretty confident, so we got off the bus over there in Painesville, and we go out there, and we know our stuff and that, and we just assumed. You guys know what that means. We just assumed the girls knew a little bit more than they did. Okay? And we're playing Painesville, we're getting into about the 4th inning, we haven't had a girl on base. Finally get a walk. Got a girl over there. Okay, I kept things really simple. Don knows this from the beginning. Tap, indicator, skin. Skin, steal. Okay? Let's keep that straight. Cap, indicator, belt, bunt. Okay? It was that simple. Okay? We got a girl on first base, I'm going, let's go for it. Okay? Whatever. First pitch, no outs. First pitch to the pitch. Boom, our girl takes off, she's running for second base, and that, then I go, go! And that, she runs, she hits second base, she runs right out in the left field. And I'm looking out there, and I'm going, oh, no. And the girl that caught it with the same thing. But she ran on out and take her out, and no one realized she was even out. Okay? So they send her back to the dugout. No, it's not over. I turned to home. The girl took one pitch, didn't swing at it, because I yelled go, she's standing in first base. That was the start. That was the start that also flipped my switch on. Man, I came out of 70s, a lot of running, conditioning. No, it was skills. Everything I did, didn't matter when I coached basketball or coached softball, we weren't sprinting, we weren't running laps. Everything was skills. We built our conditioning into skills. We would pull up the ball fields, girls, and other teams would be running a lap, and my girls would go, Coach, what's that? What are they doing? And that we just chuckle on the bus. And I said, but where did our girls get their mental toughness from? I hated it when people came up to me and said, I know to coach girls, they're so emotional. They're so emotional. You don't want to coach girls? And I would look them right in the eye and I'd say, guys, I don't coach a gender. I coach an athlete. Well, athletes act a certain way between the lines. And my girls will act just like any boys that ever coach between the lines. If they don't, they won't play. Just like my boys want to play. Doesn't matter. They're athletes. Treat them that way. There was a St. Thomas coach that once said, oh, they throw like a girl. And he said, no, they throw like somebody who hasn't been coached. Coach them, okay? Make them good athletes. I'm going to tell you another story. Now, see if you can figure this one out. Okay? We had a catcher, tougher than nails. She was tougher than nails. Simple system. When we were on defense, and there's a girl on first and a girl on third, if I yelled out an even number, even. 2 second bases, even. Okay? So we're throwing it at any even number. 4, 8, 18, 28, 56. Okay? Any even number. Boom, we're throwing that thing down the second base of this kid. Okay? Odd number. Okay? 5 at 3 is odd. We're going to ball fake, we're going to throw it to third base. Okay? 0 means we're freezing. So we get in that situation. Girls in that. Rhonda's behind the plate. We got it into Rhonda. I've yelled out 12, 12, 12. Rhonda comes up, ball fakes, boom, guns are down to third base. Girl did catch it, she's caught off guard, but I went, time out, and we come up, literally, we had the whole team out there, public, okay? And I go, Rhonda, what's our system? Even to second, odd to third. What number did I run? Call. 12, she says. I go, even number. She goes, no, it's not, Coach. I said, what? She goes, 3, 6, 9, 12. We all just stood there. The whole group. They all chuckled, smiled, ran back to their positions. I said, okay, let's keep playing. I walked back. We said, Rick said, what happened? I said, we'll talk about it later. I had a great outfielder. Okay, chase everything down. We're taking hitting out in the outfield during practice. Okay? Ball goes over the fence. Those fences were yay high and that little things bent over on the top and stuff. I said, Maddie, go around. Get the softball. I got fouled out over the fence. She says, Coach, I'll jump that fence. I said, Maddie, go around. She said, no, I'll jump it. She runs over, jumps that fence, jumps on over. Her shirt gets hot and is loose. She falls down, but she's hanging. Sports bra, right here, she's hanging on the fence. I turned to Rick, I said, and then I yelled at the team, I said, go get Patty off the fence. And they're not getting her off the fence. And I go, what are you doing? Oh, Manny's older sister was over there. She said, don't touch her. She's calling the track team over to look. We did that one time in the state tournament. We went to the state 3 out of 4 years and that, but what was kind of special again about it was the moment of, we had a girl that started for us for 3 years, okay? Her name was Alana. I think we heard 5 words out of her in 3 years. She was so quiet, okay? But what a good third baseman she was. But she was just so quiet, we never got words out of it. Well, we're coming in to Loretto, where we played all of our section championship. The other 3 teams were there. They were already there warming up and going through things. We're pulling into the area where they're warming up. And all of a sudden, in a quiet bus, Alana stands up and says, Coach! And turn around and say, yeah, Alana, what are they doing in our house? And our bus erupted. And those 3 other teams didn't know it, but it was over. It was over right there, the energy that we left that bus with. 2 senior athletes here today. You're the best of the best. You're the best that has been selected to be out here. Here's what I hope for you. Grow up and give back. When you get older, want to coach the youth, softball. Want to coach other people. Want to be part of a sport that is just exploding. To you parents that are sitting around here, I know a lot of you were youth coaches. Thank you. Thank you for what you did with these kids and making them better softball players. To all my former softball players, which there's a ton of them, and our Annandale community, thank you. What a blessing that is that I got hired in Annandale, I landed in Annandale, okay? Oh, you just can't imagine the support that I have gotten over all those years. To Dawn sitting here, she coaches over in Rockford. Okay, one of our main competitors all the time. A little roll here, a little pop up here, anything like that. One of us is going to the state, one of us isn't going to the state. She nominated me for this award. A fellow coach. Means a lot. To Tom Westman, the sports writer that I have in town that's grown up with me. Somebody that I can write and give a ton of information to, and he makes me look better. Okay? I hope you all are fortunate enough to have that type of person. I have an assistant coach by the name of Brian Atkinson, best dry humor in the state of Minnesota. Okay? To my family, when I say my family, I've got 4 brothers and 4 sisters out there. And a mom and dad. 4 of my siblings have passed away. My mom and dad has passed away. Today I hope they're looking down and saying, man, we're probably your brother, or we're probably your son. To my mom especially, when I was in Little League and doing fairly well, my mom came out one day and I was playing in the backyard in the dirt. And my mom said, Skip, get in the car, we're going to Little League. I said, Mom, I quit. I'm done. I don't want to play baseball anymore. I'm done. She walks over to me, boom, cracked me by the back of the collar, said, no, you're not. And in the car, she threw me. And off to Little League we went. And here I stand. To Skip Hall, we got a volunteer coach that was a pitching coach, provided brand new bats out of his own pocket. 3 bats every year, about $1,500 worth. So we'd stay on top of the line. Came every day, came to every practice. Right now he's fighting the biggest game of his life. He was hoping to be here, but he's doing it with the same class and positivity that he did that he brought to our kids. To Mr. Nicholas. You pretty much have to, on this journey, have an administration, ADs, principal, superintendent, that has your back as a coach. You got to have those people that have your back. I went through 90 sports seasons at the varsity level in Annandale, Minnesota. 90, between coaching football, basketball, girls basketball, softball. My back is scar-free. Because of Mr. Nicholas and his administration. To Rick Wahlberg. Here's the guy that I told you I asked to stand by my side on this journey. For about 30 seasons, he was there every day. When I got to practice, people, the hitting machine was up, the cage was up, the field was set, everything was ready to rock and roll. In fact, the other sports were jealous because he was the head custodian and he had a favorite with softball at the time. But it was awesome. I showed up and I coached. What do you think of this now? It's about 30 seasons in, and today his daughter is sitting by him. She's the new head Annandale girls softball. She is leading this program like it never missed a beat. And he's still her sidekick and pride and joy. Let me show you on my hands how many dollars in about 4 years of softball Rick Wahlberg has been paid in Annandale. 0. 0. He volunteers and has done it for every kid, his own included, but every kid along the way. To my 3 kids, Dan, Sam, and Amy, you're my pride and joy. Your mom and I, we couldn't be more proud of who you are and who you've become. We have 8 grandkids through these 3. All 8 grandkids are going to be Annandale Cardinals. They're all 8 in our school district. I have Gampa camp during the summertime. All 8 are there throwing balls here and there and hitting off and shooting and whatever and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Make me so proud. I'm so lucky. To my wife, she's the real love of my life since we were 14 years old. 14, we met her today. I know girls go, 14, we met at a dance, and we've never been apart. College, we went together. Okay, everything, okay? She knew the exact type of person she was getting involved with. She knew what sports meant to me, what coaching meant to me. Like I told you, 90 plus seasons. She didn't run away. She ran right in and jumped in both feet. She is, without a doubt, the best assistant coach anybody else could ever have. Never once in all those seasons has she ever hinted to me, Skip, don't you get out? Never once. She's my rock. She knows what that means because she just got piles and piles of rocks dumped on our driveway. Let's go back to the 80s, where I told you I first started. I didn't know a clue about girls softball, fast pitch. Not a clue. But I jumped in, and those girls took me along, and we learned together, and it took off, and I could not be more proud to stand here today and say that I'm a softball Hall of Fame coach. Thank you to all of you and best of luck.